Ah yes, Japan. The country where trains are faster than your will to live, mascots outnumber children, and half the population is either retired or hasn't left their room in 12 years. It's a nation of order, respect, and enough social pressure to turn Mount Fuji into a stress ulcer. But beneath the surface of sushi, anime, and robotic toilet seats lies a darkness so bizarre it makes Black Mirror look like a nature documentary. Anyway, here are 6 real-life Japanese crime cases that are equal parts horrifying, absurd, and deeply cursed. Welcome to Aokigahara, Japan's unofficial theme park for existential dread. Nicknamed the Suicide Forest, this scenic death trap lies at the foot of Mount Fuji and is so famous for people unaliving themselves that it's practically sponsored by despair. You know it's bad when the government has to put up signs that say things like, "Please reconsider your life choices," right next to the hiking trail. But in 2007, something different happened. A twist in the regularly scheduled sadness. Deep inside the forest, someone found a body. Except it wasn't hanging from a tree. It wasn't lying with a note, a bottle of sake, or even the usual sad playlist left behind on a Walkman. Nope. This body was lying flat on the ground, peacefully, headless. As in, no head, nada. Just a clean-cut torso and 4 limbs, all arranged like someone was playing corpse Jenga. It wasn't even messy. No blood, no drag marks, nothing. Just vibes. The first person who found it thought it was art. You know, avant-garde, human fragility in nature kind of thing. That is, until the smell hit, and suddenly it went from art exhibit to, oh god, someone died, real quick. The police came in, presumably holding in their lunch, and investigated. No ID, no signs of animal involvement, no clear signs of decay, and more importantly, no head. Like, someone went to great effort to take it. It wasn't torn off, it was removed, with surgical precision. Either the killer was a very polite samurai, or had access to a bone saw and no moral compass. But here's the kicker. Nobody ever came to claim the body. No missing persons report matched, no DNA matches were found. It was like the person didn't exist. They just spawned into the forest, died, and got decapitated by someone who knew exactly what they were doing. To this day, the case is unsolved. The police eventually shelved it under, let's never talk about this again, and the forest, still very much open for business. If you ever visit, just don't stray off the path, unless you want to become the next conceptual installation titled, Where the Hell is My Head? The hair-growing doll of Zama, because your nightmares weren't personalized enough. Ah yes, Japanese dolls. Known for their quiet elegance, cultural symbolism, and occasional tendency to violate the laws of biology. Enter the hair-growing doll of Zama, a story so absurd it makes Chucky look like a Teletubby. Once upon a time, which in this case means sometime in the early 20th century, a family in Zama bought a traditional Ichimatsu doll. You've seen these. Porcelain face, kimono, straight black hair. Cute, innocent. Definitely not the kind of thing that should go full Rapunzel on you. But it did. The doll was bought for a little girl who reportedly loved it so much that she named it Okiku. Sweet, right? Wrong. The girl passed away young, and the grieving family, in a move that can only be described as spiritually ambitious, placed the doll on a family altar to honour her. And then the hair started growing. No joke, the doll's hair, originally cut into a neat bob, began sprouting like it got accepted into a haircare MLM. First a few centimetres, then shoulder length, eventually full-on ghost-layered salon drama. Every time the family trimmed it, it would just grow back. And yes, they kept trimming it, because apparently nobody in this household heard of fire. Fast forward a few years, and things took a darker turn. The youngest member of the family, a boy around the same age as the deceased girl, went missing. No leads, no suspects, no signs of struggle. Just gone. The family, now way too comfortable with haunted objects, did what any normal, totally rational people would do in this situation. They cut open the doll. Not its clothes, its actual porcelain body, because when in doubt, gut the nightmare. Inside the doll, they allegedly found a human tooth, a real, honest-to-God, human incisor, the kind that belongs in a child's mouth, not embedded in a cursed antique. And this is when the police were finally called. probably while trying to not scream. Now, if this happened in literally any other country, that doll would be locked in a lead box, thrown into a volcano, and the volcano would be nuked for good measure. But this is Japan, land of minimal panic and maximum rituals. The police took the doll, nodded gravely, and handed it off to monks on Hokkaido Island, basically the country's haunted junkyard. The doll is still there to this day, kept in a glass case at Monenji Temple, and yes, its hair still grows. The monks trim it once a year like it's a ghostly bonsai. No one knows what the tooth means, no one knows why the hair grows. But we do know this: if your doll ever starts going anything that requires shampoo, it's time to throw hands or holy water, preferably both.